Skin provides a full spectrum of tech-enabled, innovative and non-invasive skin treatments for both men and women. It offers at-home treatments for skin conditions, including acne, pigmentation, hair fall, unwanted hair growth, wrinkles and weight loss. She recently went on Shark Tank and managed to get two sharks to bet big on her Avataar Skincare. Today, we put the company's founder, Soumya Mishra, on the hot seat to talk about the growth plan. Soumya, thank you so much for joining us on the show today, especially on Startup Street and coming to the studio. First off, you did engineering and then you went to shooting school. And then post that, you decided to start a skincare brand. So how did this happen? What made you come up with this idea?
First of all, thanks for having me here. And my life has always been unplanned. I come from a middle-class background. The aspiration, like my parents, was also always to get into a good organization, add value, and retire from the same organization. Only until, life started to feel there was something missing, wanted to add more value. And skin is something with which I've had my own struggles. I've had like really bad skin, and I don't know how many skin clinics I visited, and then finally zeroed in on one, took a treatment, my life changed like this. But my whole experience was not that great. And second, it was very expensive. So I wanted to do something in this space, create disruption, as well as democratize the treatments which are currently globally available, but not here.
Absolutely. I'm going to come to the part of, pricing as well. But the skincare space is so highly competitive. So talk to us about how your services are different. What do you have on offer and what's the USP?
Sure. So, of course, the bulk of the market in the country is skincare products. The laser treatments of the skin clinic market is still close to $1 to $2 billion in a $20 billion beauty and personal care category. The way we differentiate is we're providing solutions which can help people get the skin that they want in the quickest, the most effective manner. And the way we differentiate versus everything else that is available is in terms of the technology that is used, the combination of technology that goes into it. There's a fair bit of artificial intelligence that's gone into devise the treatment, or to devise the treatment for a customer. So, and that's how we're most effective.
Right. And you also said when it comes to skincare, also affordability is the biggest problem, right? And you claim to be 20 to 30% cheaper than clinics. So how are you doing this, and any new offerings that we can look forward to?
So see, there is a lot of innovation that has gone into how we make the treatments available. So, right from the setup, we don't buy any brand's machine. We manufacture our own machine. So we are sort of pseudo, backward integrated. So there we are able to cut a lot of cost. And while our devices are all certified and US FDA approved and everything. And then we are not as greedy as we could be. And we just try to pass on the benefit to the customers, and it's at home. So a large part of a skin clinic, which is fancy real estate and, fancy employees, all of that cost also goes down.
Right. So you're manufacturing to yourself most of these things to make it cheaper for the customers. So then let's talk about revenues, right? So what are the kind of revenues you've been clocking? It's you started the company in 2022. So what are the revenues you're clocking, and what are the targets that you've set for yourself going forward?
Right. So we are, so last month we closed at close to 1 crore a monthly revenue, which was a great jump from a 60 lakh revenue, which was there, which we quoted on Shark Tank back in December. So we started, making revenue only from January of 2023. So it's been like close to slightly more than a year since we started to, market our products. And the plan is to become a 100 crore ARR company by the end of this year. So we are aiming to grow 8x from where we are in next 10 months.
So that's a big target for the next 10 months that you've set for yourself. So then let's talk about your present, right? What's your current presence? Which are the cities that you're present in? Who is your typical customer, right? Who are you catering to? And also men versus women. Are you seeing many men as women wanting these services at this point? Because in the past, it's always been sort of taboo, to say the least, right?
Right. So, I'll take all the questions one after the other. So we are now present in 9 cities. So all the metros, and then, we are also piloting with cities like Chandigarh and Ludhiana to see what kind of traction we are able to generate in slightly smaller cities. In terms of who are the customers, nothing could be further from the truth. Everybody wants to look good. So we have customers who are, really young, college-going girls and boys, and then the clientele goes up to, say, 50, 60-year-old women, who are taking anti-aging treatments or hair fall treatments as well. Coming to your point on men, I am really jealous of the girls of the current generation because, their boyfriends and partners seem to care. So Tinder, I think, has a big role to play, in this segment. Every Friday we have so many inquiries from so many boys, and we suspect that, they're preparing for something for the weekend or for a holiday. And we see a lot of interest, be it permanent hair reduction or, treating their skin issues. Men have become way, way more conscious than they used to be when, we were going to college.
So everyone wants to look good in this age of social media, which is so true. So the men as well wanting these treatments. So speaking about treatments, both men and women, what are you seeing the most traction for? Which services of yours are people wanting the most?
So there are two. So one is permanent hair reduction, which is a very good replacement to waxing. For both men and women is just off the charts. And then the second one that we see a lot of traction for is quick weight reduction. So people are fitness conscious, but people these days are not as patient. So while they would diet, go to the gym, but they also want much faster results. So weight reduction through ultrasonic cavitation and through various other technologies is also very common.
So weight reduction on top of the list there. But before I let you go, I have to ask you, you were on Shark Tank recently and you actually got yourself a deal. So what are you going to do with the funds raised and what is the growth plan? What are you set out to do in the next 10 months to achieve that big target you set for yourself?
Right. So I think a bulk of our investment would go in building a solid tech. We are building an artificial engineering driven portal where somebody can, and some of it is already launched on our website. You just take a picture and then the algorithm decides which treatment, what frequency, what intensity. So a lot of investment would go into tech. Otherwise, operationally, we're profitable. So just tech and team are the two verticals where we'll be using the funds for.
So lots of tech and on the team, that's where your funds will go. And you're operationally profitable, which is great. All right, Soumya, we're completely out of time. But thank you for taking your time out and coming here and joining us before Women's Day. And we wish you all the best going forward.
Thank you, and the pleasure was mine.
Absolutely. On that note, it is time for us to head into a short break. But coming up in a bit to support women founders, Peak 15 has announced a fellowship program called Spark with 14 companies and 16 female founders. We get you a special conversation with its managing director on the other side. Stay tuned.